Welcome to Know Your Universe right here at the Comicstorian channel. This is our series where we deep dive into the history, the origins, and information about characters that you might be interested about due to TV shows, video games, movies, or just because of their appearance in the comics. Today we're going to be looking at all of the lesser known heroes in The Suicide Squad, the newest movie in 2021. Which basically means, due to the fact that James Gunn has picked all kinds of obscure characters, that we're going to be covering almost the entire team, except for Rick Flag, Harley Quinn, and Captain Boomerang. They'll be getting their own episodes. So other than those three, the ones that were in the original movie, let's go down the list and start off with the character played by John Cena, Peacemaker. The character of Peacemaker is getting some traction again in the comics due to his appearance in the upcoming Suicide Squad film. John Cena is going to be playing Christopher Smith, the original Peacemaker that appeared in DC Comics way back in 1966. His appearance was during a backup fight in Fightin' 5 number 40. That series is about a special forces unit. The character was popular enough to receive his own book after the cancellation of Fightin' 5, which lasted for 5 issues in 1967. The character of Christopher Smith is a diplomat that is dedicated to peace, so much so that he takes on the persona of Peacemaker to achieve peace by force. It was later revealed that his peaceful, violent tendencies were because of his mental instability that stemmed from his knowledge and shame that his father served as a commandant of a Nazi death camp in World War II. This knowledge doesn't help Peacemaker get better, and he tosses aside his non-lethal ways for a much deadlier approach of peacemaking. He goes on to believe that the souls of those that he has killed are trapped in his helmet, and they provide him with advice. He would go on to work for the US government and be used to hunt down supervillains and terrorists until he is eventually killed in a helicopter crash. He has since returned in comics, acting as a team leader for the current Suicide Squad written by Robbie Thomas. There have been several other heroes that have taken the name of Peacemaker, though they share only the name of the original and the current version of the character. Next up is another of my favorite characters from the movie, Bloodsport. Though several characters have taken on the role of Bloodsport, the original version is set to appear in the upcoming Suicide Squad film. Robert was created by John Byrne and Carl Kessel, and he first appeared in Superman number 4 in 1987. Robert was originally drafted to serve in the Air Force during the Vietnam War, however he evaded the draft by hiding in Canada. His younger brother didn't want Robert to be a criminal, so he went in his place. Robert learned that his brother lost both his arms and legs during the war, and the guilt drove him insane. Eventually, he was contacted by Lex Luthor, who wanted him to kill Superman, giving him high-tech weapons. Robert took on the persona of Bloodsport and attacked Metropolis. Bloodsport killed several people during his first attack and wounded Superman with a gun that fires kryptonite bullets. After he had recovered, Superman attempted to stop Bloodsport once more, finally breaking the device that he used to teleport weapons. Knowing that he was about to be defeated, Bloodsport threatened to detonate his teleported device, which would destroy a large chunk of the city. Luckily, Jimmy Olsen had found Robert's brother Michael, and Superman allowed the young man to talk to him. Bloodsport finally gave up and was imprisoned for his crimes. He would appear several more times to harass different superheroes, but Robert would seemingly disappear. The name Bloodsport would be used by 2 other characters, neither for very long or for any real reason. Robert is played by Idris Elba in the movie. Next up is the scene stealer, King Shark, who is a shark. Let's get that out of the way right now, because he first appeared in Superboy number 9 in 1994 and was created by Carl Kessel as a villain for Aquaman. Known as Nanu, many believed him to merely be a mutation, but it was confirmed that he is the son of the shark god. Originally, King Shark served as a villain for Superboy when the clone was based out of Hawaii. They fought on several occasions, but also were forced to work together when they acted with the Suicide Squad. King Shark is known for his massive strength and very small vocabulary, though there have been times that he seems capable of full sentences. King Shark has served on Manchester Black's Legion of Supervillains and Lex Luthor's super secret Society of Supervillains. Eventually, he became a main villain for Aquaman and the Sword of Atlantis series, where his true origins were revealed. In the New 52 event, King Shark was altered to appear as a hammerhead. He became a member of the Suicide Squad and also joined the Crime Syndicate's Secret Society of Supervillains. But after DC Rebirth, King Shark would once again be back on the Suicide Squad. He would then be eaten alive by a shiver of sharks after the character known as Finn suggests it to them. Finn had it out for King Shark after the monster ate his brother. The character has appeared in animated form in several cartoons, though the best version, of course, is in that Harley Quinn cartoon where he's voiced by Ron Funches. I want an entire show of that version of King Shark. He's also voiced by Sylvester Stallone in the new movie. Next up, we have Mongal. The character of Mongal, as he is currently in the comics, was first created by Jerry Ordway and appeared in the Adventures of Superman 454. He was the ruler of Warlord and a tyrant, his planet serving as the center of his empire as he uses it to perform gladiatorial games for entertainment. He has caused issues for Superman in the past, with the most notable being when he teamed up with Cyborg Superman and destroyed Coast City. But Mongal doesn't appear in the movie, so no one really cares about him anyway. It's his daughter, Mongal, that appears in the movie, and she has very little in the way of any history. She was first introduced in Showcase 8 in 1995, and she was established as the daughter of Mongal and has super strength, agility, and speed. Eventually, she becomes a ruler in her own right until she's killed by her brother, Mongal the Younger. And that's all there is, folks. Savant first appeared in Gail Simone's Birds of Prey 56 in 2003. Savant is a spoiled rich kid who decided that he wanted to become a hero, so he moved to Gotham City, but he didn't have the training or the actual desire to help people. So Batman told him to kick rocks. After this, Savant turned to blackmailing businesses instead, and he went up against the Birds of Prey and was easily defeated. But Oracle decided to try and help him become a hero instead of sending him to prison. She regretted this mostly for the same reason that Batman told him to stop. Savant gets his name from the fact that he is actually a genius, but also has a chemical imbalance that affects his memory and his concept of time. He would constantly flip back and forth from being a hero to seemingly a villain several times, and despite being a problem, Oracle never seemed to learn her lesson. In the New 52, Savant appears as a member of the Suicide Squad, but quickly cracks under torture when Waller tries to see who he's truly loyal to, and he's taken away quickly. In the movie, he's played by Michael Rooker. Now for our next villain, no one knows the true name of the evildoer known as the Javelin. What we do know is that he is an Olympic-level athlete who just decided to become a supervillain. No tragic backstory can be found. He became a merc and fought against Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern. He, of course, was stopped because it was the Green Lantern that he was fighting, and he was sent to prison. He catches the attention of the Suicide Squad and is recruited on a mission to stop Cersei. He is believed to be killed when she stabs him with his own spear. He would later reappear on a different version of the team. He is killed when he is hit by a car and left behind. He would then reappear later as a group of villains hired by Prometheus to fight against the Justice League. And this time he's not killed, but he's knocked out by the Girl of Steel, Supergirl. He has no powers, but he is at peak human condition, excels at hand-to-hand combat, and is very good at, well, you guessed it, throwing javelins. Next up, we have the character played by Pete Davidson, Blackguard. Richard Hertz was given his powers and tech by the criminal collective known as the 1000. They send him with a group of thugs to rob Star Labs, but Blackguard was stopped by Booster Gold, the hero that no one's ever heard of. The 1000 weren't happy and broke the criminal out of jail so that they could betray him, forcing Blackguard to fight alongside Booster Gold, the hero that no one's ever heard of. Eventually, he made a deal with Neuron to boost his intelligence, and he teamed up with other villains to cause issues for various superheroes. And eventually, he was badly burned by Guy Gardner and returned to prison. This time, Blackguard reformed and finished his prison time. After getting out, he actually became friends with Guy, and the two opened up a bar together. Unfortunately, Blackguard went back to his life of crime and is once again captured and sent to Belle Reve Prison. That's where he caught the attention of Amanda Waller, who took him in as a member of her Suicide Squad. His powers are super strength and ergokinesis. Weasel was created in 1985 by Jerry Conway and Raphael, I can't pronounce his last name and I apologize. John Monroe first appeared in Fury of Firestorm number 35. His origin state that while a student at Stanford in the 1960s, he was looked down upon by his fellow classmates and given the nickname the Weasel. He would later become a teacher at Vandermeer University and murder 3 of his former classmates. He then took on the persona of the Weasel and shockingly showcased enhanced strength and combat abilities. He was later stopped by Martin Stein in Firestorm. After being placed in prison, he was recruited into the Suicide Squad, where he then betrayed the team and was killed by Rick Flag. In the New 52, he was established as a more animalistic version of a weasel and still called the Weasel. This version of the character is the one that appears in the movie. And lastly, played by Nathan Fillion, of every sci-fi show that got canceled fame, we have Arm Fall Off Boy. Created in 1989 by Jared Jones and Kurt Swan, Arm Fall Off Boy first appeared in Secret Origins number 46. Originally a member of the Legion of Superheroes, Arm Fall Off Boy has the ability to pull off his arms and use them as weapons. Or, he could probably just throw a punch like a normal person. He has one of the greatest scenes ever in the Suicide Squad and is now one of my favorite all-time supervillains. I want justice for Arm Fall Off Boy and a sequel movie starring Nathan Fillion. Who wouldn't see that? Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed us going through all the characters that no one knows about in the new Suicide Squad movie. The more famous ones, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, and Rick Flag, we'll be covering in a different video, simply because we try to keep these short, and this is a lot of people on these teams. Let me know what you think about the new movie down below. I absolutely loved it, and once we review it on our Absolutely Marvel and DC channel, I'll make sure to put that link down below so you can catch my opinions. Either way, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and join us over at Patreon, and I will see you next time. Now let's get on that change.org petition and get ourselves an Arm Fall Off Boy movie.